by expunging the belief of prudent cinematographer Dinesh D'Souza, and by alluding at more than contentious pardons to go, trump card is show his readiness to testing the framework of his force and to stampede the conventions and unspoken restraints nearby the oblong office space. Critics are deprecating how his go reveals policy fineness, subverts the judiciary framework and sends a communication to aides by coercion of specific advisor Robert Mueller. But trump card seems to be proverb, I include the force, so why not use he? The formal told how frequently human beings will give up capacity pardons to the CEO's focus and later same will begin float the concept inwardly. The formal added, although, how trump card calling Stewart and Blagojevich came as a surprise party to staffers. The issue is not if trump card did whatever incorrect juridically, but if his use of the high credibility is prompt and relevant. The at first item to mention is how he is operating in link in paper 2 of the basic law, that gives the CEO force to grant reprieves and pardons for infringement versus the joint state, besides in cases of impeachment trial. How credibility represents one of the largest unrestricted powers given to the captain in head, one cause why presidents include frequently been cautious in its utilize, often wait before the moribund several hours of their administrations to grant their largest controversial pardons. Trump card has not shown lot concern in the concept how the office space of the chairmanship himself is wholly and in requirement of protect. And he seems excellently okay with its external trappings as a ship for progressive private or policy interests. Untested force? The D'Souza forgiveness adds to increasing questions, consisting trump card's attacks on the Judiciary Division and the FBI, on the CEO's readiness to present to checks on his own credibility. I believe he is hard to use the chairmanship, potential in ways how we include not seen in contemporary times, Cordero told, noted how largest some presidents with the end of the 19th age utilized the Judiciary Division to overview forgiveness decisions. Which the CEO has made, that we include not seen in centuries, virtually, is the CEO manufacturing simplex decisions, completely 100% circumventing any of how politics trial. I believe he is looking for ways to extend his chairmanship and he is vision how far the some branch of by the government are departure to let him get off in he, told Cordero. Corey Bretschneider, a Constitution law prof at Tann College and Fordham Law High School, told forgiveness force is intended to be a compassionate motion to such who include incurred at the hands of the act. Portion of the concept of grace is show consider for other quite rather than personality interest, he told. This worry about is how these pardons are not on how, they are on the CEO's own ambitions and own wish to show his own force and his wish not to be subordinated to laws or constitution ideas. I worry about how it is a type of risk motion and he is departure to use the powers to the chairmanship as far as he is departure to get them, added Bretschneider, writer of the upcoming volume This Vow and the Office Space. Motivations trump card has lot policy, legislative and private motivations for owning his force to forgiveness D'Souza, who pleaded those guilty to infringing campaigning financial laws in 2014 following Creature convicted on extortion of unlawfully with stubble donors to promote to a Republican aid applicant. But by pardoning a furious pro-fee Trump propagandist, the CEO done a precise declaration how if some supporters who are wild famous in his basis adhere in him, he will defend them. How dynamical was obviously at act while trump card inflicted a tempest recent year by pardoning Arpaio following he was condemned of penal disdain in a instance regarding to his uncompromising policies to not documentary migrant. Arpaio was a vocal supporter of trump card's 2016 campaigning and utilized his domestic fame to lawyer for trump cards as violent position on boundary safety and deportations. His deferment offended civilian rights groups and several Republican critics of the CEO, such as Senator John McCain, who told the Go undermined honor for the guideline of law since Arpaio had shown no regret for his actions. Trump card's judgment to use his force to forgiveness D'Souza as concerned election reformation suggests since at the period of his sentence he acknowledged he knew he was break the law by with stubble donors. Donald Trump card has shipped a communication to his friends and associates how if you break down laws to defend him or assault our democratic state, same's got yours behind, told David Donnelly, CEO of each vote, a cash-in politics guard dog team. White's building vice click secretariat Rajchek, yet, told how D'Souza had done damages and recognized liability for his actions. But Check, talk on Fox News story, as well hinted at a supporter reason, by proverb how the prudent character was the object of selectivity proceedings by the Obama authority. And in a commentary how could begin alarm signal bells tinkling, he told how D'Souza was condemned of infractions and crimes how are seldom pursued. Next implications he's not unfeasible how as such justification could be utilized should Trump card's private lawyer Michael Cohen be found those guilty of violating campaigning financial laws in a silence fee to age movie celebrity Turbulent Daniels. So far Cohen has not been loaded in any offense, but his office space and residences were raided by the FBI in April. There's else cause why Trump card's judgment to use his forgiveness force once again on such a politically susceptible instance will reason anxiety. It could be interpreted as an alarm to Cohen and some Trump card adopters, such as convicted ex-campaigning President Gender Manafort, how if they don't act dribble in prosecutorial, they can wait a award. Which he was proverb, mainly, was we are departure to include a Saturday overnight slaughter, while down there is departure to be several pardons in one date. I believe Manafort knows it. I believe Michael Cohen knows it. I believe Robert Mueller perhaps knows Cohen told. The concept how Trump card could forgiveness who has been purified really unjustly by the government could be in next as a quilt receive out of jail map for nobody in his campaigning, or though his household who as necessary of forgiveness, should Mueller safe convictions. Trump card has as well shown he is readily to use the brawn of his office space to meet private grudges. How's one cause why his commentary to reporters Thursday how he was thought of pardoning concluded ex-Illinois government Rod Blagojevich, a Democrat, and style Maharishi Martha Stewart, who told she elect for Hillary Clinton. Stewart was pursued by Trump card's retribution James Comey while the ex-FBI CEO was U.S. lawyer for the southern area of New York. Blagojevich was shipped downward for policy corrupt practices by one of Comey's top friends, Chicago attorney Patrick Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald was as well over the belief of Libby. It could all be a large overlap of year. But same certainly savoring the concept how he could use president force to gut the legislative heritage of a policy foe, Comey, fair as he is making in a policy feeling in ex-CEO Barack Obama.